Our main segment is the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania and entrances. WrestleMania is always supposed to be a spectacle, and I think a big part of that spectacle are people's entrances. And even beyond WrestleMania, an entrance I feel like makes or breaks a character. If you have a bad entrance, bad music, generic songs, this is the first thing that people see when you walk out in a WWE product, at least. So in the WWE framework, that's the first thing people think of when you go out. If you have a shitty theme song and, you know, nothing, everything creatively undesirable, you're probably not going to make it far, you know? So this segment, I want to talk about WrestleMania entrances, and there have been so many grand entrances at WrestleMania. I feel like it's really hard to pick, you know, a few, but I do want to at least try at least three to five wrestling entrances at WrestleMania that you feel like deserve to be in a WrestleMania entrance Hall of Fame. So I want to take some things into consideration when you guys make your choices. So the scale, so like the spectacle, the budget of it all, you know, some people just go out walking down to the ring, and some people have 20 Terminators, you know, in front of them with a throne and a stick of, you know, Terminator heads on their staff. You know, the atmosphere, how the crowd reacts to the entrance, and you know, the character fit. So, like, does it make the character, the wrestler, when they go down with this entrance, like, does it just make their aura more legendary going forward? You know, so I can start, and then I feel like we'll do like round robin. So I'll pick one, you pick one, you pick one, and then we'll do it again 3 times and go from there. So this was kind of hard for me because there are a lot of them. So for me, it was kind of difficult to just pin it down to 3. But I think the one that sticks out to me like consistently is the John Cena in the is it a Ford Mustang? I think it was a Mustang. It's WrestleMania 23. They're in Detroit,
Yeah, that'd be
Michigan. Ford, I think it was Ford Field. I don't know if they still call it Ford Field, but WrestleMania 23. I mean, that whole pay-per-view left such an imprint on my brain that, yeah, I mean, I was like, man, I freaking love wrestling. Like just watching that whole pay-per-view from top to bottom. And in terms of wrestling entrances, now at the time, I was rooting for Shawn Michaels. I thought he was my guy. That was the person I was rooting for. I love DX and all that kind of stuff. But the entrance from John Cena, I'm like, well, shit, this entrance is sick. He's probably going to win purely based on like the budget and all that kind of stuff that was going into it. So WrestleMania 23, I don't think he was driving it. I think he was just in like the passenger seat. Although he might have come out of the driver's seat, unless like in the car they like just switched it after he crashed through. They had like so they started outside and they were like in some kind of parking lot, and then they were driving down through to the tunnel, and then accelerate the car and then smash through the sugar glass of the WrestleMania 23 logo. So I mean, I just think that's just a freaking awesome entrance. And like they did some elaborate entrances here and there. WrestleMania, I feel like they really started with like WrestleMania 22 going forward, where they were getting all these high budget entrances. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to John Cena at WrestleMania 23 as one of the best wrestling entrances of all time. David, how about you? Which one would you pick on your list if you had to pick, and why?
I'll put Cody's 37. That was right, or is that 38?
30 when he returned.
Yeah,
38.
I think that's a big deal. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite. It was nice. I'm not a Cody crybaby.
What a Cody
I like
cry,
this
baby.
I like the story of Cody. I think it was just like a really super dope moment where it kind of like it it's somebody that I rooted for as a kid that I didn't really think would ever be too great as a young adult,
Hmm.
and then go away, make me love other types of wrestling and other companies,
Right.
and sum it all back to where he started.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that
And it was it was the worst surprise ever. Like,
right. And again, I guess there's still some doubt, like maybe like, I don't know, Mick Foley would have popped out or something when Seth Rollins was waiting in the ring, but I think everyone basically knew that it was going to be Cody Rhodes. I think the fact it's like you literally just saw him in like TNA and AEW like
what's the
2 months
difference?
ago. Yeah, right. Like a month and a half, two
Apparently,
months ago, something like that. And it's like it's just it's always a bizarre feeling. It's not like it's a new thing, right? Because like you had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash show up on WCW, so like you've seen that kind of like, oh crap, this is crazy. Like he's on the competitors' TV, but it does. I feel like it doesn't get old, and seeing him come out from under the ring with the same theme song, the
yeah, he
same.
had his whole AEW gimmick. That's his
Yeah, he
whole
had the
gimmick.
whole gimmick.
I'm from AEW.
Yeah, it's literally just felt like, oh, I'm from AEW. I'm about to wrestle Seth Rollins in WWE. Yeah, kept everything, and I agree with you. Like it wasn't like the most elaborate, but it's that fact that it was like everything's the same. It's Cody Rhodes coming out. The audience reaction was great. The match was great too. It was just surreal in general. So yeah, that's an awesome entrance. Chris, what do you got?
I had a side note with the Cody Rhodes thing. That's how Edge showing up at AEW at Wrestle Dream for the first time. That's how I felt. I was like, oh, you got the video going, and then suddenly you hear Metalingus in a freaking AEW ring, and you see Edge's ass pop out. I was like, what? I was like, what is going on here? Like that was pretty mind
They
blowing.
had didn't they have like
Like
was
a,
it Fortress? No, it wasn't Fortress. It was
it was like an intro.
Cry of Achilles.
Yeah. Like that
The
was
one with the
playing for the
yeah,
promo package. He was driving
yeah.
that car or whatever, but that was sweet. But my pick is for John Cena, but WrestleMania 22, and I think WrestleMania 22 has a lot of cool entrances, and I'm biased obviously because Chi-Town or whatever, but John Cena with the limousine, and I forget, but besides CM Punk being that cameo that people keep bringing up, who else was lined up in that mafia lineup with them with the Tommy guns and shit?
All the local indies.
Probably local guys, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I mean I was gonna like pull out my ass and say Cody Rhodes because he's in developmental, but I don't know. I don't think so. Matt Cardona, I don't know. I think it's just been CM Punk
Yeah. Well, either way,
in that one.
that's a pretty iconic entrance for John Cena, and then just being from Chicagoland, it was a cool entrance to kind of watch, rewatch many times.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially it's like an entrance that people always talk about in like wrestling interviews and stories and that kind of stuff. Like those kinds of entrances that always have like that extra lore to it also just make it cooler. I mean, being from Chicago and like just going towards the stereotypical like Al Capone, Tommy Gunn, yeah, she kind of
Deep
shit
dish
shtick.
pizza, yeah.
Yeah. So like I guess I get it because it's like, all right, what's the most like Chicago symbolic thing you can do? Like next time they're here for WrestleMania, it's gonna be a giant like pizza slice on the
Blizzy.
stage.
He was
Rick
also
Blizzy.
he was still chain gang at that point, so it kind of made sense for his like character, I think.
That's true. That's true. And I guess like WWE always goes with like the whatever you're most commonly known for as a theme. Like they're in New Orleans, it's always like Mardi Gras themed. It's always some kind of like Mardi Gras theme.
Like
Um,
Vegas and gambling and shit,
right.
casinos.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a good one, and I agree that one. Like I said, at WrestleMania 22, they had, like I said, they had some cool entrances before, but I feel like the elaborate stuff started getting more elaborate from 22 going forward. The other one I wanted to bring up for me for my second one, this is before WrestleMania 22. So I think this is another one that again, like I had this whole period of like I was so into like the Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, just saga, backstory, Montreal Screwjob, everybody who revolved around the Montreal Screwjob. Like
I was
I was
there.
just so yeah, just so into it, into like that whole conversation and stuff, like just seeing everything Shawn Michaels beforehand. So WrestleMania 12 with his Iron Man match against Bret Hart, and the him being all the way at the top of that arena in Anaheim, and just going from that top corner all the way down in his like super white glittery outfit on a harness. This is obviously before Owen Hart, going on a harness and just like sliding all the way down to the ring. I mean, I just thought that was such a cool visual, and they've used it in like wrestling entrances, like the before the WWE show starts. Like it was always using a clip there, and it's just iconic. Like it's just so imprinted in my brain. I couldn't not include that as like one of the greatest wrestling entrances of all time. And I mean, it went on to be they put on a great match. I mean, some people thought it was boring because it took an hour long and it ended in sudden death. Um, so there's that. But I mean, it's just an iconic entrance. So, David, what's your number two?
Convict Dom.
Oh
39.
yes, that was actually like one on my brain too. But yeah, why do you like the Convict Dom one?
Because he got locked up for such a silly reason. And he just bought into the whole
That
thing.
shit was pretty funny.
Yeah. And then like he's getting walked out and being surrounded like he's Goldberg or somebody.
Yes. Or like he escaped Arkham Asylum or something, and he had like
Right.
the Rey Mysterio mask.
Right.
He was trying to like flip his head back with like the hood, but it got like stuck. And he did it like twice. He was like, it didn't work. Did it a second time, and then he was like handcuffed, so he had to like take the hoodie down with his hand. But I mean, yeah, like that was like the whole like Rey Mysterio, Dominic match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that whole like build to that, like that was like such money of a story, and then yeah, the leaning into that shit, making him a convict, an escaped convict, getting let out from the from prison dom.
Yeah.
Is that prison dom?
Yeah, sentence, yeah.
Yeah, like especially like recent WrestleManias, that is definitely one that like is also imprinted in my brain. It's just so fun and so genius. Chris, what's your number two?
Undertaker's WrestleMania 19 entrance with Limp Bizkit. He's just on that bike at the the ramp, and they're just doing a set, and he just revving his damn freaking motorcycle. Like there's not enough testosterone in that damn freaking arena for that.
Yeah.
That shit was hard.
Who did he face at 19?
It might have been a
Ric Flair?
A-Train and Big Show.
yeah, it was like a
Really? Damn. Which one did he face Ric Flair at?
handicap match.
17.
Oh, okay.
Or 18,
Damn.
18.
No, 18. I think you're right.
17 was Triple H with Motorhead.
Yeah, you're right.
Big
you're right.
Evil.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
Hard.
That I mean, like I'll go like I want to talk about ones that I wasn't a big fan of. So I don't know if you guys have any of your own, but when we get there, I'll talk about some of mine. But yeah, that's a really good one. I also rewatched that recently, and he had like all the dancers and stuff. Hands up, hands down. What
Hard.
you doing there?
I saw
Hard.
that. I saw it in like a reel of like it was like for like a pre-workout like reel. It's like when you just watch this entrance as like your pre-workout because of the amount of testosterone that you were just generating from just watching that. So I was like, yeah, that's the one for sure.
All right, my third one. So this is hard.
Hard.
I think I'm gonna do the New Day. They had the Bootios cereal.
Oh man.
I think it was WrestleMania 30. Was it 32? Is it 32 or 33? But they're in a giant, like it's a giant box of Bootios, and they actually had cereal in the store. Like I feel like they were super popular at that time. Tag trio.
Had a Bootio shirt.
They didn't have trio titles. I mean, just that whole gimmick. Like they are, I think they are our geekdom. Like they are our generation of like shit that we liked as wrestlers, and they would always show that in their gear and everything they did. So this is another one that kind of like imprinted in my brain, and I don't know how the fuck they did it, like what the magic was behind it, but it's like it's a giant box, a cereal box, and then it tips over, and some cereal spills out, and then they walk out of the box. So like maybe I didn't see the camera angles. So in my brain, I'm like, were you guys in the box and then you all fell down with the box? Because then they walked out when the box tipped over, and they all came out wearing Saiyan outfits from Dragon Ball Z. And yeah, I mean, like that was just an awesome entrance. Saiyan outfits. Giant cereal box. They had Francesca. I think that was the name of the trumpet. And was it Kofi Kingston? One of them had like the saying the monkey tail. It was just awesome. Like it was just great. So yeah, that was mine for sure. David, what's your number 3?
That was my number 3.
Damn it! You got a backup?
I mean, that's his. That's the one you got.
Okay. All
right, ad lib.
Yeah, ad lib.
Ad lib. I'll say Hogan at 18.
Oh, see, there you go. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Why? Because it was Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was like, you know, it's like one of those entrances where it's like it's just the aura that he had going into the match. Yeah, that was a great entrance.
Yeah, NWO and
got that boa. Bam, bam, bam.
WWE was pretty surreal because that was also when it was still believable that they're gonna be some major heels.
Mm-hmm. And WCW was still pretty fresh in people's minds.
Right.
I mean, it was like maybe a year since they sold it, right?
Yeah, that was a year after Invasion.
Yeah. Yeah, because they sold it in March 2001, and this was 2002, right? So it was like a year.
Right. They finished Invasion and Survivor Series, and by
2001, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then this would have been like a year after Vince bought out WCW. So yeah, I mean, like just all that, like just all the NWO stuff, and people, of course, like there was a lot in between, you know, the cool NWO and then everything else that happened, Vince Russo, Wolfpack, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like just that fact, like NWO Hogan, The Rock in a match, I mean, it's just legendary. Chris, number 3 for you.
It's gotta be Triple H, WrestleMania 22. Go watch my reaction. But I mean, just badass on a throne, crown, fuzzy pellet thing, and it was sick. And hearing Motorhead, you get to hear King of Kings, and you get to hear the game back to back. So it was pretty sweet. WrestleMania 22.
Sweet. All right. Well, then I just had some questions. Like maybe you guys have an answer to it. Maybe you don't. But there were some that I was pondering on in terms of like entrances that are. I don't know if you want to use the word overrated, but maybe it just didn't do much for me. And the Fiend entrance with Alexa Bliss and that giant box where she was like, you know, moving the giant lever and then pop goes the weasel, all that stuff. I wasn't the biggest fan of that thing. And again, it's like when it comes to those kind of gimmicks, like The Undertaker, there were peaks and valleys with The Undertaker too, in terms of like, okay, that's a little too cheesy for me, hokey for me. But yeah, I think that Fiend stuff, all that during that time for me was kind of hokey, in my opinion. So that entrance wasn't for me, but there's a lot of people who really like the Fiend, the everything, all the lore behind it, Alexa Bliss, all the Firefly Funhouse, all that kind of stuff. I was like pretty lukewarm, tepid toward it. And rewatching that entrance at WrestleMania 36, 37, one of those. it was aight. But yeah, I mean, did you guys have any like that? Just like, I don't know about that one. Overrated, not great.
Triple H, WrestleMania 31 when he went against Sting.
Which one was that? Was that this? Was
The
that
Terminator
the
one?
That was the Terminator one. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know those kind of spirit Halloweeny.
It was given to like sponsored by.
Was that with the Stephanie coming out too?
No, she was that they had like a set
32.
Yeah, I think they had a couple of ones. I that one I liked actually. The one where they were both on a motorcycle and spit the water at the same time. I like that one, but I mean, to each their own. Yeah, I like the Terminator one. I thought it was okay, but like I feel like Triple H always like once they started giving him like entrances, I feel like he's one of those guys that always had like an entrance that was like high budget, super crazy. There was another one that he talked about. I think it was WrestleMania 25 when he was main eventing against Randy Orton, like, which is also crazy. They're like, oh yeah, let's put this on the main event when you just had to deal with Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, as like some people think it's the greatest match of all time, and then you have this main event. That one was the one where Triple H had like he was staring at himself in like a mirror, and he threw the hammer at the glass and it shattered. I think it's cool in concept, but he was also talking about how I don't even know if they captured it on camera, but apparently when he tossed the mallet at the glass, he like slipped. He did like a Looney Tunes like so yeah, like he was saying like that was probably one of his least favorite entrances because that didn't go too well.
Boing.
Yeah, and there was the other one. I think the one where he was facing Brock Lesnar. That'd be funny. I'm curious if they actually recorded it because like he was talking about it. I remember that entrance, but I don't remember him doing the thing where like Sub-Zero puts the ice on the floor and then it goes, yeah. That's what he said was happening for him. The Lesnar one when he was like having like that ice that was coming in, and then he had like the stuff on his chest. He was getting like burned by the dry ice. That was another awkward one because like he was like walking through. I'm like, what the hell was on his stomach when he was walking through? And then that's another one where he was going to the ring, and then Brock Lesnar was telling him like what, like he was like mouthing to him. He's like, "What's on your chest?" Because Triple H wasn't paying attention, but like he was saying. In his like body, he could hear sizzling, and he didn't realize it until he got to the ring that the dry ice that everyone else saw on camera was like literally like burning him while he was going to going to that match. So that was another one I was like, oof, like it looked cool initially, but then after I saw it on his chest, I was like just distracted the whole time. So
I would say peak C Nation, John Cena, and I think WrestleMania 25, where it's just like an army of John Cena's. Like,
the Cenas, yeah,
the real Slim Shady,
yeah, that shit was corny as hell.
I think it's a cool visual, but yeah, like I'm like, okay, you just have like a line of John
Magical
Cena's.
hats.
Yeah, it's magical hats. It's Karibo, Cena's. Yeah,
Lame.
that wasn't that great. Oh, there's two of them. I think no, these weren't back to back, but there's WrestleMania 28 with The Rock. He had the longest freaking entrance because he had a Flo Rida concert right before his music hit. So I consider this as part of his entrance because it literally just started right into his entrance after. So there's a whole Flo Rida, hey, and now you are the wild ones. Yeah. So they had that whole song. Well, that was I think that was the theme song for 20. Yeah. This is like the first twice in a lifetime John Cena Rock thing. So they had this whole Flo Rida concert. And then The Rock comes out and does his thing. So
do you have a flamethrower? The Rock is great. What WrestleMania was that? Do you have a flamethrower?
33 or 34. 30,
that wasn't he the one where he was tag teaming? Wasn't it? I don't remember.
Well, did you do that 39 as well?
You mean
tag team
40?
Match?
Yeah, 40. He did. He did it was like the Brahma Bowl, I think. Fire, wasn't it? Like it was like the center. Yeah, he did that for that one. So he's a big fan of setting something on fire or a fire outline. Yeah, so I wasn't a big fan of the Flo Rida concert right before The Rock started his entrance. Another one, Kid Rock at WrestleMania 24. There was it's a Divas match, but none of them went out to their own entrances. They had to go out to what was that song? All Summer Long. That was the one that was blasting all summer that year. And that was the theme song for 24, one of them too. So Kid Rock. Yeah, so I think the Kid Rock concert lasted longer than that match. So yeah, that's one I would put on the bottom of the list for sure. I'm trying to think what about live performances, because there's a number of wrestlers who, and again I talked about the bad ones, but are there any good live band performances? I guess you talked about Limp Bizkit as one. I was trying to think if there were other ones because I feel like the Triple H
Wyatt. Bray Wyatt in WrestleMania 30.
Yeah. That one was sick. I actually really like that one. And that's my favorite, Bray Wyatt when they were the swamp, Resident Evil 7, swamp people kind of.
Swamp ass?
Yeah, swamp ass family. That was a good one. They had the death mask and just the guy with the bass line. Dun, 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 dun. It was super cool.
Motorhead.
That's a good one. No, I would put that one on the bottom because they weren't even singing it properly.
That's why it's so good. He didn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna say the same verse again.
Triple H,
a very Lemmy thing.
You guys gotta watch that. If you didn't watch the Cody Rhodes podcast, he was doing a blind ranking of all his entrances, and each one had a backstory about it. So he put that one up higher because he is a fan of Motorhead and he was a fan of Lemmy, but he was talking about how they were rehearsing this entrance, and earlier in the day he was basically saying they were rehearsing and it reached a point where they were like, do you just want us to scrap the whole thing? Because I think they were still pretty shit-faced from the night before, and they were rehearsing as a band, and they're like, this doesn't sound good at all. So it was so bad that the producer's asking Triple H if he wants to just pull it because they weren't saying the words properly. It was just messy.
That's so awesome.
Super messy. So I mean, but then you get the final product, which I didn't think was great either. So I'm really curious to hear what the rehearsals sound like.
Man, off that Jack Daniels.
Can't put them boys in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that one wasn't great. The one that also stuck in my mind, I think this was the one that Shinsuke Nakamura had was it WWE Championship against AJ Styles?
The violinist?
No, that one wasn't solo violinist. He had a guitar player at the entrance, and then it was a line of violin players.
Okay.
And he was wearing like this Michael Jackson type of like red jacket. It was super cool. So that's like one of the better live entrances. All right, now I guess closing it in conclusion, I guess I this is more of like a curiosity and a little bit of improvising. So I want to ask you guys, if you had an unlimited budget for one wrestler on the current roster to get a Mania style entrance next year, who is it and what would you make it look like?
Danhausen. And give him the damn blimp. Have him jump out of a parachute out of the damn blimp.
Yes. Oh, and
then there'll be like
Saudi Arabia.
There'll be like a target on the ring itself, like with his like face on it, and he has to like land right on top of it. And then it's just like, like a shitty like pyro, just one pyro that like pops off. Maybe
or
two.
He doesn't even get like a giant like parachute. It's just like a tiny balloon, and he just splats.
Oh my god! Jesus!
No, we need to make him. We need him to make it raw.
No.
I am curious what they're gonna do with Saudi Arabia next year. Purely like if we're talking about like regional conflict right now that's happening, like how comfortable are they gonna be to have a WrestleMania next year?
I can't imagine
in that region, but I guess we'll see. It's still a little bit away.
They're coming out to the ring in like bulletproof vests and like helmets and shit.
So it's gonna de-escalate everything. Is WrestleMania. We're gonna talk it all over some wrestling.
Yeah, money talks, baby.
Come to the table.
So yeah, I'm trying to think like a budget for one wrestler on the current roster. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with Trick Williams, but I think he would benefit from a super like high budget entrance. His theme song automatically, like the whole, like that is one wrestler that they got super right in terms of like just the delivery and all that stuff. The rotating like glass platform, the coat. Like I'm trying to think like what would you add to that entrance to just turn it up to 11? I don't even know.
It'd probably just be a stupid expensive outfit before he goes down to his trunks.
Yeah, right. Just like something made out of fucking rhinestones and.
No, dude, it'd be like something like it's like the stories you hear of fucking Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair going fucking bag for bag on outfits.
Yeah.
Lemon pepper steppers.
Like a giant limo with like fucking strobe lights and shit coming out.
Gold encrusted Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be something.
Come out
like
with
that.
The Huzz.
He's engaged.
Brazzers sponsorship.
Yeah, just that's the bumper sticker.
All right.
They zoom up on that tail light. He comes out with it, and then they just like zoom into the shoe, just coming out from the side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah, David, do you have anybody who you feel like you would want to get like a Mania style entrance?
You kind of took mine again.
Royce Keys. You said next year.
Let me ad-lib.
Yeah, I mean, I'm asking you guys to improvise. So.
I think Aleister Black would benefit from one of those.
Creative exercise.
Aleister Black would be cool.
I think he's spooky produced.
Yeah. Something like WrestleMania 29 Undertaker. Chris, do you remember like the hands that were coming out from the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
That was that's another cool entrance that I forgot about that I just where he was it was against CM Punk.
Yeah.
And it was just such a cool like silhouettes of all the hands that were coming out as if they were like coming out from the underworld, and he was just like walking down the ramp. Something like that would be cool. I agree. I I mean, I love Jade Cargill's entrances that they've been giving her for WrestleMania. So I would totally be down to
Her too.
do maybe something like X-Men. Like I guess she's done X-Men before, but like X-Men 97.
Kind of like confirm it.
Yeah,
Put
like
her in
X-Men
Tornado
X-Men
for
97, X-Men 97. I don't know if it's coming out this year or next year, but that'd be a sick crossover if she was literally just like in Storm
Struck by lightning.
gear. Yeah, that would be sick. So,
I mean, they've done that. What
Oh.
was that? Was it Undertaker or somebody where there was like lightning that like hit the Titantron or some shit like that? What am I thinking about?
are you talking about when he was in like a coffin and struck lightning on the coffin? When he came
Something.
out?
I forget who it was, but there was like some.
You might be
entrance
remembering
with,
like the Undertaker Randy Orton feud. I feel like there was a entrance like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was an entrance. It might
There
have
was a
just been
couple times in the 90s where Taker shot lightning, but
yeah,
Right.
knew
never
that.
like entrance related.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I'm excited for this year's WrestleMania because there's always going to be cool entrances. I'm hoping Finn Balor gets like a cool demon Finn Balor
Dude
entrance.
wipes.
Yeah, you know it's coming. I mean, his entrance, not the dude wipes that get painted on him, but
They pay
Always
for the
looking
Venom
forward.
license.
oh yeah, see that'd be cool if he did like the Venom. I don't. They might pay for it. We'll see. But like he always has creative like paint on him, so even if it's not Venom, they could come with like 40 different design concepts. But yeah, that is a wrap for this episode of the Chi-Town Cheat Wrestling Podcast. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, rate us, and leave your feedback. Tune in next time for more wrestling madness. Until then, keep marking out.